this Orlando Pirates Diodi match. There's the Orlando Pirates starting lineup. Then 6 changes made by coach Abdeslam Wadu from the first leg. Sipo Chain was retained. So was Laboni Siyema. Have his support coming through from his assistant referees as well. Let's have a look at Diodi then. 5 changes made by coach Bongani Maseko. He's kept the goalkeeper. He's kept 3 of the defenders as well in Pasholi, Kwetle and Mapala. Batu joining Orlando Pirates at Abafana Bestende, Lamontful Golden Arrows. And Diodi also have their centre-back. Changes that have been left out of the starting lineup for Pirates today. Scored a brace against Diodi when they last met. Second half either. And they scored then in extra time. And in the previous league match against Sibulela as well, as there's a good save poached by William Hooney straight away. And yeah, that's the pressure that's going to come from Pirates. But I'll tell you what, this William Hooney is an impressive keeper.
Listen, Mremi inverting into the 2-10s.
First corner good kick of the match from this side, a second in total, and that header perhaps hitting it too close to his own boots than directly towards the goal of William Hooney. But Mpule is a quality player, isn't he?
He is, and a great delivery also from Ozuna Paulson and an outswinger there. In fact, Mpule, had he headed it straight, it could have been a different.
Nice free kick, allowed to bounce inside that penalty area of Orlando Pirates, and I don't think that's clever defending, to be honest. Worked back in by Mokokola, not finding Letepe Marabe.
That's going to be interesting, more especially for Pirates defending their set piece. You could see that Lioli, they're trying.
The 90s and the early stages of the new millennium. Laboni Siyema back to Sipo Chain, who continues to be a keeper sweeper. And look how far up the field of play is, and if the ball is lost here, which it is, Pirates could be in a spot of bother. Well, I'm not sure why that player didn't try and just chip the ball in the back of the net for Orlando Pirates. Well, this could have been danger written all over it. Now look how much time and space is available for the Diodi player.
Correctly so, Kevin, and eventually he lifted his head up. He could have chipped the keeper.
Now they put their head down and try and attack here to Orlando Pirates. They do have a little bit of space available. Was it the right ball? It was the right shot, that's for sure. It's gone wide. And Hooney off his line to attach to his defenders.
Great counter-attack from Orlando Pirates. Look at that pass from Destin, and Ndaba eventually setting himself up. That cut back to Mbule, close touch. First touch enough, and unfortunately he couldn't.
Oswina Polis will slide it through the middle of the park here. Good opportunity for a pass. The dummy not quite read by Damson. The intention very, very clear. They will have a free kick now, though, Orlando Pirates, with that foul on CPC. Marabe being assisted back to his feet by the referee, and already Mpule is interested in the set piece.
Great anticipation. Look at that turn from Rabe, but look at the anticipation from CBC. He was away. He gave him a yard, knowing where exactly to where he's going to turn in. That anticipation, but about this for a passage of play. The Lioli defense opened up so easily. They cut back. Dunstan hesitated. Had he known, he could have studied that Apollos is going to leave it for him, and eventually could have.
Sipumbule for Orlando Pirates. That was a very good save from Hooney, and was just going to edge into that left-hand upright of the Zimbabwean-born goalkeeper.
Of their defensive block with so much ease, but this had a nice curl and the speed to trouble Hane, who did extremely well with his left arm to Perry.
By the way, I think stayed in South Africa after playing their match in Bloemfontein last week. So Billy showing some good skill here, drawing defenders. The pull back. Oh, Boris with the miss of the day.
Wow.
Goal written all over it, beautifully orchestrated by Sibilibili.
Wow, he knows that he could have done better, but look at Sibilibili cutting like a hot knife through butter on the Dioli defense. That cutback was enough, only to be denied by a technique that he used. Apollos, had he opened up his leg, could have been better. Sibilibili did extremely well, and the cutback was enough.
The Kaizer Chiefs have scored against Kabusko. There's an opportunity for Pirates to pull the trigger and score a goal. It's not happening from Sipho Mpude. Another bite of the cherry though, and a chance for us with the police. It's great, brave goalkeeping from William Hooney.
That great understanding between Sebilibili and Apolis. Look at how they try to rotate the ball with the left foot, cutting through in, and had Apolis had a touch, could have been there. But look at the awareness also from Hooney, narrowing the angle, coming out strong, making himself bigger. It was enough to deny Pirates the
against TX Galaxy, the Rockets in Mpumpela, but they will play here at the Orlando Stadium on Tuesday night. Chiefs will play on Wednesday in their Betway Premiership encounter. 2 minutes added on to the end of the first half.
Look how advanced Billy is as a fullback, creating all sorts of problems. And
challenge here because you've got the two wingers, one left-footed, one right-footed. Apolis will be the right-footed option. Moremi the left, and it is going to be Moremi who sends the keeper the wrong way. Flat-footed Hooney. Pirates score before half-time. Beautiful.
Magnific, for that matter, from Moremi. The faithfuls of Orlando Pirates, they are happy. Young Moremi got a stick earlier on in the season for fluffing easy chances, if we may put it that way, but this time around the faithful are embracing the scenes from post the MTN 8 final where he came in as a super sub. What about this? Technique at its best, finesse, precision, accuracy for Moremi to get the opener, sending Hani a wrong way.
His anticipation was all towards his left-hand side. You can see in the background, he's all in yellow, and that's a beautiful... Damson, switch over towards Moremi. It's a Pili for company. Moremi with the cut inside. There's time and space for the shot. The keeper makes a humongous mistake. That's uncustomary of the sort of form we've seen from Hooney in this tournament so far. But Moremi scores just before half-time and just after. Pirates lead 5-0 on aggregate.
We spoke about the greasy surface earlier on. That could be an external factor for the Lioli players, which they don't normally used to playing in such. But take a bow, Moremi, for such an effort whereby even the substitutes and also the infield players are embracing his brilliance. I mean, changing Kevin from left to right, he only had one option: drop off the shoulder, cut inside, and eventually that's what he did, cutting inside very well, zipping the ball through the surface. Unfortunately for Hani, who didn't put his body behind the ball and concede a second goal, with Moremi getting his brace.
It's a regulation save. Really shocked to see a goal of that nature from a goalkeeper who's really performed rather at the moment. Orlando Pirates on a ball playing side, and now that opens up the play very nicely for the new man. Batuma scores for the first time in a Pirates jersey. 3-0 in the first leg, 3-0 in the second.
Interesting times for the happy people. Coach Wadwe is happy. You could see that it's from the training ground into a match situation, and eventually the happy people, they're clapping.
You know how happy I am to see that sort of celebration for one of the newcomers to the club. I'll tell you what, we saw that in the tunnel a couple of days ago when Lamontfort Golden Arrows beat Mamelodi Sundowns, when the new signing came down the tunnel and was introduced. And he was coming down the tunnel, and they made a queue on either side of him as we watched the goal. Certainly onside.
Yes, beautiful early cross from Tabiso.
Mamelodi Sundowns unfortunately started with a loss. Now keeper's given the ball away here from a Lioli point of view. Little slider from Maswakani, and Batuma tucks it in. Was it offside?
Nope.
Let's fall down. Batuma with a brace within a space of a couple of minutes, and is he going to take another pounding here? But because Moremi with a brace, Batuma with a brace.
There we go.
Oh my goodness me. I'd rather be in the commentary box.
And the beauty about that is that the co-strikers in Mabaso and also Mahopa are celebrating with him to show that there is camaraderie, there is brotherhood in the Pirates team. I mean, what about this for fans? They're happy. Happy people indeed in their trajectory.
Wow. Yeah, that's very impressive indeed. He's got a big smile on his face, and I think Buthelezi is trying to rescue Mbatuma from the substitutes.
He doesn't even know how to celebrate.
Eventually they say to him, go and celebrate with the supporters. Beautiful pass here. Masokani had a touch in it as well. That's a lovely bit of play. Keeper got a little smell on it, and maybe it was the clearance from the Lioli defence that eventually caused the problems. Look at this little clearance attempted by Lioli, and straight into the path of Mbatuma. And well, you want to be